welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my August favorites for you all. Where did the month of August go? It's gone. I can't believe it's September. Happy September to you all. Let's go ahead and dive into my favorites. The first thing I want to share with you is the lip combination that I'm wearing right now, and it's actually the lip combination that I was wearing in my Get Ready With Me summer video, and then when I filmed my most recent Sephora haul, I discovered the gloss to kind of top off the whole combination. So lip liner that I've been using is the MAC Soar lip liner. I know this is like super popular, so I don't have to tell you guys too much about it. It's kind of like a rosy plum kind of color, and the MAC lip liner formula is fantastic. It's just kind of like an oldie but a goodie. So there is MAC Soar, and then the lipstick that I have been topping with is the NARS Audacious lipstick in the shade Raquel. This, out of my whole NARS Audacious lipstick collection, is my most used one, I'm pretty sure. It's just a very pretty, like, peachy pink. It is much lighter than the MAC Soar lipstick. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch it right next to it. So you see there's MAC Soar, there is NARS Raquel. But when you pair the two of them together, the Soar lip liner just really deepens up that Raquel shade. Okay, so now here you see the two of those mixed, and don't you see how it definitely deepens up the Raquel shade, which for me can sometimes be a little bit too light, too nude, but when I pair it with MAC Soar, it's just the most beautiful lip color. And I wore this to work one day, and I had one of my colleagues ask me immediately, like, what is on your lips? And I told her this is what it was. And then when I want like a little bit of extra added shine on the top of this combination, what I'm wearing today, and like I said, this is kind of the combination, like the gloss that I discovered in my most recent Sephora haul video. This is just like a mini of the NARS Orgasm lip gloss, and when you put this on top of the lip combination, I'll show you the gloss by itself because it really is gorgeous on its own. That is the gloss here on its own, but when you put it on top of this lip combination that I just showed you, you get what I'm wearing right now. So I went ahead and I topped off the combo with the gloss. It's right here. You can see just how beautiful it is, and I know that's like a lot of lip products, but it's really not even too over the top. I feel like you could go out in the daytime wearing it and you would look fantastic. The next lip products that I want to talk about are two of the new shades from the Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Lipstick range, and she came out with a bunch of new shades like I guess a month and a half or so ago, and I got my hands on two of them, which I am absolutely loving. I got Mother and Double Dare, and I will swatch them for you so you guys can see. Double Dare, I believe, is described online as like a cocoa blush, and then Mother is just much more of a pinky shade. It's not like a hot pink in your face. I think it's very wearable. So this one right here is Double Dare, and then the one next to it is Mother. So Double Dare for me is more of like an everyday wearable kind of shade, and Mother is a little bit brighter, like I would wear it if I was going out at night. These lipsticks, obviously the colors of them are beautiful, but what I really love about them is the formula. They are like a traditional mattifying liquid lipstick, so they just lock onto your lips and stay there all day. I do like wearing a balm under these, so I like to wear my EOS lip balm before I apply them, because if you don't put anything on first, they can be a little bit drying, but they do lock in place for hours and hours, and they're just fantastic. I really want to get my hands on the shade Bow and Arrow. It's just been sold out everywhere since they came out, but those are my two favorite shades. If you picked up any of the new shades from her liquid lipstick range, let me know which ones you picked up. Next, I'm going to talk about a BB cream. It's actually like a BB tinted treatment primer. And this is from Tarte. Mine is kind of dirty because I've been using it every day and it was in my makeup bag for a while. But yes, this is the Tarte BB Tinted Treatment 12-Hour Primer. It has SPF 30 in it, and I have mine in the shade Light. It says it's a healthy treatment 12-hour primer with buildable coverage. It's an oil-free moisturizer, a pore minimizer, a skin brightener, and a chemical-free sun protectant. So that's a lot of claims. I have really been liking this. On days when I have woken up a little bit late and I'm too lazy to go and put on like foundation or really do a full routine, this kind of acts as a really great all-in-one product. Like I said, it's a moisturizer, it's a primer, and it has good coverage. I put it kind of here on the back of my hand, and you can't really see it, which is obviously a good sign that it's the right shade, but it does have kind of a silicone-y feel, so it's almost dries to like a powder finish. which is great for oily skin. Like I said, it's oil free and it has almost a mattifying effect. So yeah, I've really been loving this, wearing it almost every day to work, and even under foundations it works great as a primer that's just smoothing and adds a little bit more coverage as well. Another face product that I've been loving is a new foundation that I'm trying out, and I purchased this online through lookfantastic.com because I don't think it's readily available to buy in stores in the US, but it is the EX1 Invisiwear foundation, and I heard about this on a couple of different YouTubers channels. I think Amanda Ensing and Kathleen Lights have both talked about this. However, I do know that this brand does also like sponsor YouTube videos, and they send YouTubers stuff for free. So if you're looking for someone who hasn't been sponsored, that would be me, to tell you that this foundation is great. I'm telling you right now, it is amazing. I think that the color selection is great, and the way they've marketed it is for people who have yellow or olive undertones in their skin like myself. So I wear the shade F200 and it is a perfect match for me. This is a liquid foundation with, it's not like super liquidy, but it's not very thick either. It is so perfect. You can't even see it on the back of my hand because it blends so perfectly. It really does look just like skin. It's definitely not a matte finish. It's not a super dewy finish either. It's just a beautiful, natural kind of finish. It does last on my face throughout most of the day. It's oil-free. I don't get super duper shiny when I wear it, but I do like to wear a mattifying powder on top and kind of touch up throughout the day. But I kind of have to do that with pretty much every foundation that I wear. My favorite blush lately has been this one from Chanel, and this actually happens to be the only Chanel blush that I own. It's the shade Rose Ecrin, which I believe translates to rose screen in English. You can see it right here. It's a really pretty kind of like mauvey pink color. It still smells amazing. Like Chanel makeup products smell really, really nice, and I personally enjoy the smell of this. The finish of it is not too powdery, but it's definitely not too creamy either. It's just such a beautiful natural finish, and this particular shade is light enough to where you can really build it up and get the right type of look. You're not gonna overdo it easily. It's just a really beautiful, beautiful blush, and it's not matte, it's not glittery, it's just kind of somewhere in between with kind of a satiny, like naturally luminous type of look. I do love, love, love this blush. I think it's probably better for light to medium skin tones because it is kind of a lighter shade, but I do recommend it. And again, it's Rose Ecrin, which is number 68 in the Chanel blush collection. Next up are two eyeshadow products that I want to mention to you, and the first one is an eyeshadow primer, which I rarely talk about eyeshadow primers. I rarely use eyeshadow primers, but this one is really great. It's the Too Faced Shadow Insurance in the Champagne shade, and I did mention this in my most recent Sephora haul is when I picked it up, and I was inspired by Ingrid Nilsson, who had talked about this quite some time ago, recommending it as a great eyeshadow primer that you can also wear on its own. So that's kind of what appealed to me. I'm kind of lazy in the mornings, especially getting ready for work. This is kind of a really easy all-in-one product. It is a primer, so it stays on your lids all day, but the champagne tone is really pretty and like luminous, but you can build it up and make it more luminous, or you can do a sheer wash, and it's just so pretty, and it stays on your lids all day. And it also acts as a great primer if you do want to use other like shimmery champagne tone shadows over it. It just gives those shades even more like pigment, and I really like it, and honestly I've been using it pretty much every single day for work as like my all over eyeshadow product. Sometimes I throw something in the crease, sometimes I don't, but this is just, it's great, and I can definitely see myself going through this quite quickly because I have been reaching for it every day. The eyeshadow that I want to mention is a single eyeshadow from the Urban Decay collection. I think this is one of their Moondust shadows. I'm not 100% sure. I know they have like their regular single shadows and then they have their Moondust shadows. This is the shade Solstice. And I heard about this on YouTube as it being a dupe for the MAC Boom Boom Room, which was like a limited edition in their disco collection. I didn't pick up the MAC shade, so I wanted to buy this one from Urban Decay. And this is honestly one of the most pretty, like iridescent shift kind of eyeshadows that I have. It has a really awesome 3D look. It can look kind of like a cranberry tone in some lights, and then in other lights it has kind of like a greeny blue reflection. So I don't even know if the camera is gonna do this shade justice. It is so beautiful. See how there it kind of looks cranberry, but then it just kind of goes back to this kind of like greeny blue, like purple shift. It's so gorgeous. I honestly don't own any other shade like this in my collection, so very, very unique and beautiful shade with just like an awesome iridescence to it. Okay, so one skincare item that I have been loving lately that was also in my most recent Sephora haul is this Good Genes treatment from Sunday Riley. As you guys may know, I pretty much have loved everything from the Sunday Riley range. Even though it's pricey, I do think it's worth it. And this treatment has really helped get rid of a lot of my hyperpigmentation and dark spots. It's also really just made my skin amazing. My skin has been a lot more clear the past couple of months that I've been using this. It says it's like a brightening, refining, and plumping treatment. And it like reduces the look of fine lines and, like I said, hyperpigmentation and dark spots. And it has kind of like an interesting scent, but it's, I believe, like a lot of natural type of ingredients, so it's just been working very, very well for me. I definitely would recommend checking this out if you're looking for something great in skincare and you've got a little bit of money to spend. This and the Luna oil are like to die for, like holy grail skincare products. I have a body spray to mention, not like a perfume, but just a body spray, and it's from Soap and Glory, which is now being carried in a drugstore really close to me. So this is their original pink body spray, and it's just like the traditional Soap and Glory scent, if you're familiar with the way like their hand food cream smells or their Righteous Body Butter, that traditional Soap and Glory scent. This is just that in a spray, so it's really, really nice. Another spray that I've been enjoying, but for my hair, is the Bumble&Bumble Thickening Dryspun Finish, and I am wearing this in my hair today. This just adds like texture and volume and gives your hair just life without adding too much grit to it. So I love putting this in my hair, especially when I've got it styled like wavy. I have already used up a whole bottle. This is my second one, so I did repurchase it, and I really wasn't sure if I was gonna like this, but I have just fallen in love with it and I want to use it like every single time I curl my hair. So this is awesome. A quick little fashion favorite for you guys, which I don't really mention a lot of fashion favorites, and I'm trying to talk fast because my camera battery is dying, but these are the ear jackets from BaubleBar that I wanted to mention, and I just think ear jackets are such a cool concept. They're basically, if you're not familiar with them, like a stud, and then they've got little pieces at the bottom that hang down from the back of your ear. So these are the BaubleBar ones in the julep style, I believe. And then I also have these ones that have a little marble stud on top, and I'm not sure what the style name of these is, but I will write it on the screen below so you guys can see. This one's just like a little marble with like diamonds that come around the bottom of your ear. So very cool, very kind of like edgy, and if your work is a little conservative and you wear kind of conservative like professional attire to work, I feel like this is just kind of a fun way to like spice your look up and throw something edgy in the mix. Final thing that I wanted to mention is the audiobook that I've been listening to. It is called The Cell by Fredrik Eklund, who is a star on Million Dollar Listing New York. He is the #1 real estate agent in New York, and he has written this extremely motivational sales book. He gives a lot of tips. He even talks about how he structures his day from start to finish, and I just think it's very helpful, very motivational. He even talks about things like diet and grooming and pretty much like every single thing that it takes to be successful. And he narrates it himself, which just gives a really awesome perspective. So I've really been enjoying that book, or listening to that book a lot. I listen to it like to and from work when I'm commuting, and it's awesome. Those are all of my favorites for the month of August. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what some of your favorites have been lately so that I can check those out. Thumbs up this video if you did enjoy it, and if you do enjoy me doing favorites videos, I will continue to do them if you just let me know by liking it. And if you want more regular updates from me, follow me on Instagram or Snapchat. I post on those a lot more often than I do on YouTube, especially Snapchat. Lately I've been all over that, so I will leave all of my links for you in the description box down below, along with all of the products that I've talked about today. I hope you guys have a wonderful month of September, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!